Well, certainly for Grenada's point of view, we have a booth this year and we did not have one last year. So that is a lot of energy indicated from the government of Grenada by having a booth, which affords the hotelier to have a forum in which to interface with the tour operators in the UK and everybody that is coming to World Travel Market. So by virtue of their having a booth, I'm very happy, and that's why I'm here, because I was here last year and there was no booth, and I was hanging around the CTO area and grabbing appointments or taking appointments wherever I could. And it was not very structured. And so I'm very happy, first of all, to be in the Grenada booth.
But in terms of visitations and people who are here and stuff, does it seem that certainly from last year?
I would say,
yeah.
Well, you see, I can't make the comparison because Grenada was not here, very few people seeked an appointment with me, and my visit last year was ad hoc at the last minute. Certainly, from the time I knew we were getting the booth, I had appointments set up, and certainly it is as good as the previous years. And yes, in my particular case, I find there's a vibrance. I have a message this time because I am spending $2 million US redoing the Spice Island Beach Resort, refitting it totally. So I have a message on this, and people, all the leading tour operators that I deal with, all want to have an update as to how far I'm into the project, because it's quite a big project, because it's only 8 years ago that I redid the resort entirely. But as a 5-star resort, every 8 years you've got to refresh, and this is what I'm doing.
And how far are you into the project?
Yeah, we're going to be finished by December. We closed the hotel for about a month to do all the physical work. But all the furnishings are coming in week by week, and everything should be in by the early December, everything that I intended to do.
Okay, and you've got Reason to Smile, 8 years of Reason to Smile. You told that the Spice Isle Hotel, as for the 8th year in a row, has won the Virgin Holidays Award as the best hotel in the world in the Virgin Platinum program. Explain that, please.
Well, it's difficult. I mean, it's awesome because Virgin is one of the biggest tour operators in the Caribbean. And Spice Island Beach Resort is one of, I think, 10 or 11 platinum resorts in the Caribbean. But we, in the Virgin Platinum collection, you're competing with all the top hotels in Vegas, all the top hotels in Dubai, and their worldwide platinum program, and we are part of that platinum collection. But to win the gold award in their platinum worldwide collection for 8 years in a row, 8 consecutive years, is awesome. And as I said, I say to everyone, I have to pay tribute and compliment my entire management team and staff for this achievement. I am the visionary, I lead by example, but credit has to go to my entire team at the Spice Island Beach Resort for achieving such a record, because there's no hotel in the Caribbean, and there will be none in a long time to come, to win 8 consecutive gold awards with CSQs running 98%.
CSQs meaning what?
CSQs, your guests' comment scores, how the guests rate you. And we have been winning with, my CSQs at the resort is about 98%, which is unmatched with any others around. It's an awesome achievement. And you know, I'm still trying to do it a lot better. I'm not resting on my laurels. I'm one of the few homegrown Caribbean men with a 5-star boutique resort. I say boutique hotels, that meaning hotels under 75 rooms in the region. And I'm the only homegrown Caribbean guy with a 5-star boutique. This makes me, I have to achieve a lot more because it's a tremendous challenge.
Is this part of the reason, and the high CSQs, as you mentioned, is this part of the reason why the Spice Island Resort is also number one in the Caribbean and TripAdvisor?
Well, yes, because TripAdvisor again, and it confirms the rating and what the guests see it, because on TripAdvisor, you only can become number one or one of the leading hotels in the region on TripAdvisor, because the people that write you up on TripAdvisor are the people who stay at your resort, and or that's what TripAdvisor is about. You could be car rental, you could, but these are the guests who stay with me that rate me so high. So I am very proud of it. But just as equally as proud that it's Grenada, it's the Caribbean, and it's my wonderful, the 200, I refer to them as my extended family, 200 folks at the Spice Island Beach Resort that does and have been doing an exemplary job. And we continue to train, we continue to enhance. I know of no boutique hotel that is locally owned in the Caribbean that is spending $2 million as we speak in these hard times to refresh their resort. But we've been doing it because we've been staying ahead of the pack and we've been getting our fair share of business.
I'm going to quiz you too on the arrival of Sandals.
I am very heartened. Sandals is going to complements me, my resort. It's a blessing in disguise. Grenada has been suffering for a high quality resort and in need of a very high quality resort. And I toured Sandals a week ago. And when I looked at what the Honorable Gordon Butch-Stewart is doing there, the Grenada Sandals is going to be the luxury sandals of the entire Sandals chain. And I'm proud to have been one of those who have been after Mr. Stewart over the years to invest in Grenada. And I'm happy that he has come in, and I'm happy to have him as one of our fellow hoteliers. And Grenada is going to be a tremendous beneficiary from the presence of Sandals La Source in Grenada, because airlift is already begun to get stabilized, and is going to open the market a lot better for all of us in Grenada.
Last time we spoke, you were a little disheartened about tourism and development in Grenada and where things were headed. You felt that it was a little bit disorganized.
Yes.
What's happening now that changes the way you look at things?
Okay. When I spoke to you last year, we had an impotent administration that did absolutely nothing with tourism. And for 5 years, I saw all my local compatriots going by the wayside, going out of business, can't pay their bills, because, as you are aware, without a very vibrant national tourism organization in any country, you cannot have a successful tourism plant, because the private sector cannot do it alone unless you're in a country where you have a lot of mega resorts with mega resources. So we have a new administration who is pro-private sector, pro-tourism, pro-investment, pro-business, and that is one of the indicators that I use to decide in March, after they got into power, to invest heavily in my resort and redo it. I could not have imagined or think of doing it if the other administration was in power.
And quickly, there's the move from the Board of Tourism to the Tourism Authority. Yes. Your thoughts there?
I'm very pro that, because I was one of the advocates for years to have a tourism authority established in Grenada. And even under the last government, I was very instrumental in identifying the former Minister of Tourism, Mr. Noah Lynch, to get involved in drawing up a tourism authority for Grenada.
That's the former tourism
Minister of Barbados, yes. Honorable Noah Lynch. He's the one that drew up the whole tourism authority, but it never got going under the last administration because they did not have the teeth and the belly to see it through. And this government is seeing it through. So I'm very happy about that.
So you think it's going to?
It is going to be it's going to be fabulous because, you know, the history of tourist boards in the region is very clear. You get into government and you appoint your favorites on a tourist board who have no experience whatsoever. And what the downside to that is when you put people in on a tourist board as a favor for support, then the governments are then hesitant to put taxpayers' money in people who don't know how to spend the money wisely. And as a result, tourist boards have been starved. But
if you different about this
if you have a tourism authority, you're going to have professionals heading the authority, professionals sitting on the authority, people who know how to take $1 and try and make 5 out of it. And the authority in itself is going to have more teeth, more clout, more power in order to garnish resources for the overall sustainability of the destination.